Friends, welcome to Aristo's virtual learning series through Aristo Skill Development Center. So far, we discussed about three important systems of human anatomy and physiology: the gastrointestinal system, urinary system, and respiratory system. Today, let's discuss one more important system of human body, the nervous system. Friends, as we all know, nervous system is one of the most important systems of our body, as it monitors and controls the working of different parts of the body. Friends, nervous system is broadly classified into two parts: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Let's understand in detail about what central nervous system and what peripheral nervous system. The first, central nervous system. Central nervous system is divided into two parts: spinal cord and brain. As we all know, spinal cord ultimately connects to the brain and peripheral nervous system, and that's why central nervous system is also known as the main command center. Wherein the peripheral nervous system is divided into two: somatic and autonomic. The word somatic itself says it is voluntary muscle movement, wherein autonomic it is an autopilot muscle movement. The somatic is further divided into sensory and motor, wherein autonomic is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Let's understand in detail about what somatic and autonomic. Somatic nervous system, as we discussed about, the control voluntary muscle movement under the conscious control, wherein my body knows what's happening. As we discussed that it consists of sensory neuron and motor neuron. Friends, sensory neuron consists of nerve fiber which carries the sensory signals from periphery to central nervous system, and motor neuron consists of nerve fiber which brings the signals from central nervous system to voluntary muscles. Let's understand by understanding one example. Friends, as we know that we have five senses in our human body: touch, taste, smell, hearing, and vision. When we touch, use the touch sensation. Let me give you one example, that if I keep my hand over the cold surface, I'll get some sensation to the brain. That means the message has been passed on from my hand to the brain through sensory neuron. My brain will understand it and then send back the action to the hand, whether to leave the hand or keep that hand properly, permanently, through motor neuron. That means the message has gone from hand to the brain through the sensory neuron, wherein the message from brain to the hand through motor neuron. But in both the cases, the conscious control is there in human. That means a person knows what's happening to his hand. And that's what is somatic nervous system. Wherein autonomic nervous system, the things happens automatically. It automatically controls of voluntary functions, which is not under the conscious control of an internal organs. Like, say for example, there are certain things which are happening in my body wherein I do not know what's happening inside, like beating of heart. Sometimes it increases the heart rate, sometimes it decreases the heart rate, which is not under my conscious control. The digestion, the kidney, and filtration of urine. There are several other functions in our body which is happening involuntary inside the body, and that's why it is known as an autonomic nervous system. To further understand autonomic nervous system, as it consists of two divisions of sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. To understand sympathetic and parasympathetic, let's discuss one case with an example. Friends, like, assume that you are attending a sales meeting within the team of more than 20-25 people, and suddenly one of your senior managers comes and tells you to go to the stage and do the detailing of the latest product. Now what will happen? This will increase the tense situation or a panic situation, wherein it will prepare the body for the intense physical activity like fight or flight response by releasing certain chemical messengers like excitatory neurotransmitters. What will happen actually? It will increase your heart rate or blood pressure. But when you do a good detailing, then your body will become normal, and that time the parasympathetic nervous system will be activated by relaxing the body, such as the rest, by releasing certain inhibitory neurotransmitters like acetylcholine. So in short, sympathetic and parasympathetic happens in the body without our conscious control, and it works in balancing each other. That's what is autonomic nervous system. We will understand in detail when we understand the product related to it. The further understanding about autonomic nervous system, like in sympathetic activation, the heart will increase the heart rate or force of contraction. The lungs will show the bronchodilation, and the gastrointestinal tract will show the decrease in motility and sphincter contraction. Wherein the parasympathetic nervous system will show the heart will decrease the heart rate and decrease the force of contraction, wherein lungs will show bronchoconstriction and gastrointestinal tract will increase the motility and sphincter relaxation. So friends, largely we have understood that the nervous system is divided into two major parts: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. At the same time, let's understand the function of nervous system is to monitor and control the working of different parts of the body with the help of neuron. Friends, the new terminology has come, neuron. Let's understand what is neuron. Neuron is the structural and functional unit of nervous tissue. As neuron transmits the impulses from brain to body parts and receives impulses from body parts to the brain. As you can see in the picture, the parts of the neuron, majorly neuron consist of dendrites, cell body and axon. Let's understand in detail. Dendrites, as you can see here, the finger-like structure, receives the impulses from the other cells. Cell body, as it is shown in the round figure in the middle, which processes the impulses which is received from dendrites. And the third portion, axon, which actually conducts the electrical impulses received from dendrite and cell body. But the most important part of axon is the myelin sheath. The myelin sheath is the protective covering layer of the neuron. Better the myelin sheath, better the conduction. If the myelin sheath is damaged, it can damage the nerve transmission. As it is shown here in the picture, the upper picture shows the healthy nerve wherein the nerve fiber is intact and myelin sheath is very healthy, which will show a good conduction of nerve signal. Wherein in the lower picture it shows the myelin sheath is damaged, it will affect the signal and the signal will be abnormal. It will not be proper signal, and this condition is known as a neuronal disease called neuropathy. We will understand in detail when it comes to the product. So friends, we discussed about neuron consists of dendrites, cell body and axon, and we also understood that the dendrite collects the impulses wherein the axon transmits the impulses. So once again, friends, the impulses is received by dendrite, it goes to the cell body, it goes to the axon, and ultimately it reaches to the axonal terminal. Let's understand certain facts and the importance of neurons. That there are more than 1,000 billion neurons available in our human body. Each neurons are connected to 10,000 neurons of neuronal communication. As we also understood that damage to one neuron means damage to several neuronal network. Friends, the unique features of neuron is excitability and conductivity. As we discussed that whenever the neuron gets signal, it will get excited, and then it will pass on the message from one neuron to other neuron, known as conductivity. How do neurons send signals? As you can see in the picture, the dendrite receives the signal, it is given to the cell body and then ultimately given to the axon, and it passes to the axon terminal. But this signal is an electrical signal. This will be converted into chemical signals, which is available through certain chemicals called neurotransmitter, which are stored in the vesicles. And these neurotransmitters which are available in the vesicles are released in the gap which is available between two neurons, which is known as synapse. These neurotransmitters are accepted by the next neuron through certain receptors, and the message is passed on to the next neuron. But the most important part, the synapse. The synapse is the junction between two neurons for sending the impulses. Let's understand in detail. The synapse is the gap between two neurons. Axon terminals of one neuron communicate with the dendrite of another neuron. As you can see in the picture, the structurally synapse has following parts: the presynaptic neuron before the synapse sending the neuron, post-synaptic neuron after the synapse receiving the neuron. That means this is the neuron which sends the signal, this is the neuron which receives the neuron signal. And the gap between these two neurons is known as synapse, which is also known as synaptic cleft. Friends, in this another picture it is shown one neuron is attached to the next neuron, but directly not. There is a gap called synapse. Here it is shown the electrical signal comes to the end of the axonal terminal and releases the neurotransmitter called chemical neurotransmitter, which is released in the synapse, and ultimately these neurotransmitters are attached to the receptor available on the next neuron, and the message is transferred to the next neuron. So electrical transformation, electrical impulses transform to the chemical impulses and ultimately again taken back into the electrical transmission. Through neurotransmitters, we discussed about neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitters are the chemical which pass the information from one neuron to the another. They are the stored chemicals in the presynaptic vesicles and released in the synaptic cleft, as we discussed. And this process is known as neurotransmission. There are certain neurotransmitters which are available in the conduction. There are few names like noradrenaline or norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, also known as 5-hydroxytryptophan, acetylcholine, excitatory amino acids like glutamate and aspartate, which actually stimulates the neuron, and inhibitory amino acids like gamma aminobutyric acid, which actually inhibit or relax the neuron. We will understand these neurotransmitters and its function when it comes to the product. So friend, with this, thank you so much for your active participation and real good listening. Friends, be safe, and be safe. All the best.